Hello, Leo. Welcome or welcome back. So happy that you're here. Click some buttons for me on your way in. If you like the way that I read, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe so you can come back later. Okay, so we're going to start here by ignoring the tablecloth, and we're just going to read the Lenormand from left to right. That's going to give me a story of what's going on in the now. We'll get some tarot cards to put on top of that, and then we will clear the whole board, and you will get the spirit team messages with the oracle cards, okay? And that's where we'll follow this tablecloth. So let's see what's going on with you. Okay, we start with the garden here. The garden is a place where people gather. Okay, so this could be having to do with some sort of community. This could also be online. All right. And a wish. The wishing well here, you're setting some intentions for something to happen here. In the center, we've got the polar bear, which is about protection, maternal energy a little bit. Also power, utilizing your intellect to create something from the mind to the reality. Okay, we've got the storks here. Storks always come to the same place to nest, something about coming home, something about celebration, dancing. And we have the whip here, which is about work, really, really hard work. So don't be afraid to give yourself a break every once in a while, okay? I see that there's a big goal, a big dream here, and there might be a need here to protect your energy in some way. And I'm getting more to the fact of allowing yourself to have a little bit more fun in what you do instead of having it be so strategic. And, I'm getting like a very strict schedule here. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the magnifying glass. This is about seeking and finding answers. Could be the reason that you're here. So welcome aboard. Okay, let's get some tarot and see what's going on here. Bottom of the deck, right out the gate, we have the magician. So again, there's something here that you are creating. You're getting out the paintbrushes again, so to speak. Some of you may be artists. Definitely getting a lot with that social media, wanting to share what you do with the world. I'm also getting this feeling that you really would like to be seen. Okay, so let's dive in. Four Swords, there's been a healing journey that we've gone on here. Could have to do with this community over here. Some of you may have moved away from something that you have known for a long time. With that, it's like you might have felt like you had to move away, or you felt that the community somehow rejected you. Let's see here. And Six of Cups. Yeah, this is like childhood memories, memorabilia. This is literally the concept of like having a tea party with some old friends. So we could be reminiscing on that a little bit. I'm curious of how that correlates with the wishing well. Could be wishing that you're able to go back somehow, okay? Seven of Cups under the polar bear. Having a lot of options. I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce of life, right? And we forget that we have a choice. There's a quote coming to mind that says, "We're never as limited as we may seem. The limitations are of the mind," right? So this is kind of that understanding that the light at the end of the tunnel is not the illusion, the tunnel is. Okay, so what are we celebrating here? The Fool. Yeah, we've got somebody with their passport, their journal, their keys, and they're headed for the doorknob. Okay, so again, I am getting sort of this feeling that you chose a broader horizon, perhaps, maybe leaving some things in the past in order to move forward without feeling as though you're being held back. And now you could be looking back at what you've left behind and feeling some type of way about it. Okay, so we have Justice here that fell on the floor, right under that whip there. Okay, so there could be some sort of feeling of guilt here. Okay, I do feel that you have perhaps chosen career over other things. Okay, and it's giving, maybe I got what I wanted, but once I got it, I didn't realize that I would want the, kind of like wanting the past back. Okay, so Nine of Cups, we sort of got what we wanted. I do feel that you did take this leap. I feel as though you did make this sort of move. This is something that's already happened, right? And Nine of Pentacles, it was very prosperous. We are getting what we wanted out of this move, out of this new beginning, okay? And then we're feeling guilty about it with the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Tower here. So the Tower means it wasn't all that it was chalked up to be. Seven of Swords could be feeling somehow guilty. Five of Pentacles is about slamming the door in your face, okay? So there's a need for balance here as it pertains to some sort of wish fulfillment. And let's go a little deeper to see if that is what I'm picking up on. Because it seems very specific to have gotten what you wanted and then feeling almost guilty for having it. Is that what we're doing? Okay, let me know in the comments if that makes any sense to you. Knight of Wands. Yeah, we led with passion. We led with desire. We led with this spontaneous new beginning. And now there's some sort of brokenheartedness. Okay, so yes, we are on the right track. So what is with this wishing well, and how does that have anything to do with the Six of Cups? Five of Wands, interesting. So this is about petty arguments. This is about not getting along with people. Again, we have a group setting here. So it could have been that there was one sour apple in this sort of group, and you could feel as though that was you for some reason. Someone could have tried to get you to think that that was you, okay? This is also a competitive energy. So there could have been somebody in your world that was jealous of your light and of the options that you have and of this magic that you're here to express with the world, of your work ethic, which I do feel is very strong with you. Yeah, the Chariot. You up and left. Huh. Because you did know that you had many options. This is giving like the concept of going away to college, going away to find yourself, traveling Europe, taking on some sort of an internship. You know, you will know, but it is as though that choice was made. It does feel like it was in the past, okay? Queen of Wands, yeah. And I feel that at the time you were very proud of yourself for this, okay? And there should be no shame over prioritizing yourself. Your cards are falling on the floor here. Okay, we have Three of Cups, celebratory energy, raising a glass with friends. Okay, and so now I'm getting a song, I think by Miranda Lambert, because I'm, you know, country girl, so that's how it all is going to be. It said something about raising a glass to welcome me back home. I'll think of the song and I'll put it in the description if I can think of it, but raise a glass to me coming home. Okay, so you could be coming home after a long time here. This is like a Hallmark movie, you know, where they're like, okay, I moved to the city and I'm all up in my head and I have all these options. I'm very confused. I feel guilty about some sort of decision that I made for my own prosperity here. I made the decision, I manifested this. Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, but there's a Two of Cups here. This is literally like the storyline of a Hallmark movie. Okay. Nine of Cups, you did get what you wanted here. Okay, or you're going for that. Ace of Wands, you're leading with this passion that lies within you for what it is that you really want. But for some reason, we have under the moon, there's a Four of Swords here, a reason to heal around what we chose for work. It ended up being burdensome, perhaps, or the fact that we left has become a burden on us. Something about leaving something behind and having it be very prosperous, but not being happy about it. So let's go a little deeper. We'll get a couple more card decks here. I'm just wondering why you feel that the justice needs to be served now because of the memories. Okay, the Six of Cups flew. Okay, so there's some sort of memories here that keep us stuck in our mind. And we have the Empress here on the bottom. So it's like I got everything I wanted and now I'm overthinking. Okay, Spirit, what do we have for this? What's going on with Leo in the mindset here? Three of Cups again. Interesting. So this is about being celebrated, right? Raising a glass. Queen of Pentacles, standing on business and getting that bag. Princess of Cups, being emotionally mature. That would be like the Knight of Cups, right? So let's see what that has to do with this idea of coming home. Queen of Swords. Okay, so you could be undecided about whether or not to come home. I was just going to say whether or not it's safe to come home. Maybe because of this community. This could also be family here. Maybe wondering if they're going to accept you back with open arms. Okay, this is very specific. And so we're thinking about that because it seems as though justice needs to be served. Okay. Yeah, Queen of Wands, and then we have the Devil. Interesting. So this is giving reputation. Okay. Queen of Wands is very sexy, very secretive. We've got the Black Panther here, which of course I love. That's why I tattooed him on me. So the Black Panthers are about what is unknown, right? So there could be more to the story here. Maybe there's parts to the story that only you know, and you're worried about being quizzed on it. Again, there's the Four of Swords, something saying that you feel the need to be healed from some sort of this. Okay. I'm very curious to know what this is, but I also know that in tarot, sometimes you need to know and I do not. Okay. So I only need to know the advice to give you moving forward here, because clearly you are in indecision here, even though your goals and your dreams look very, very good. Okay, we've got a lot of prosperous energy here, coming in hot with the Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy. Okay, so again, independent, focused on the money, focused on the career. Okay, Eight of Cups, walking away, and this is on the left side of the board, so it's kind of like this has happened, this is happening, this is to come. Eight of Cups is signifying walking away, usually because of some sort of disappointment though, right? The Eight of Cups are, all the cups are empty on that traditional card. Okay, so there was a reason for walking away here, and now we've got the Queen of Swords. So again, you had to make this decision. It might have felt rash at the time. Maybe it felt like a impulse decision. I'm also getting that song Suds in the Bucket by Sarah Evans. She left the suds in the bucket and the clothes on the line. And all the beauties in the beauty shop, gossip going nonstop, sipping on something and something. I wonder what the preacher's going to preach about Sunday morning. Yeah, there's like this fear that people are going to be talking about the fact that you left or why that you left. I'm not getting any kind of romance or love here. This is like moving along to better your life and do what you need to do to make yourself prosperous. You did this for yourself. I don't understand the problem, okay? So, Eight of Swords, feeling trapped in some sort of decision, feeling like you are in some sort of a mental prison here. Why? Three of Swords, there's the heartbreak. Okay, followed by the Four of Wands, which is, you know, it takes four spokes to make a four walls of a home, right? So that's stability. And there's the High Priestess. I think deep down you do know that you made the right decision. You did this for yourself, and there isn't a reason to beat yourself up for this. There's the World card to say, you know, cycles end and cycles begin. It's not a big deal. Okay. Knight of Swords, which is a quick moving energy. So again, it could have been an impulsive thing. You know, I'm kind of getting, this is the energy of someone who just hops on a plane one day. Death card, yeah, to leave it all behind. Okay. I'm also getting that song Heart of Dixie. Daniel Bradbury, I think her name is. Okay. Nobody knew she was strong like that. Nobody knew she was brave like that. Okay, she's got her wheels pointed south. She ain't never turning back. So why are we upset about this? We've got Eight of Pentacles, burning the midnight candle, putting in work, right? We've seen that already with the whip. Putting in a lot of work and feeling burdened by it. Okay, so again, from the Hallmark movie perspective, maybe the work itself became burdensome. Four of Swords again. So that's 3 times with the Four of Swords, which is about healing. It's not like the Nine of Swords where it's like can't sleep, can't eat, can't drink anything. This is more like, okay, I am overwhelmed to the point where all I can do is take a nap right now. Don't ask me to do anything else, but don't worry, I will be up in the morning to continue on. Okay, that's what this is giving. We've got the Strength card, Six of Cups again, Empress again. Um, okay, and then I'll continue. So, Strength, again, it wasn't an easy decision, but you made it. Six of Cups is like this one, the tea party at home, reminiscing on the memories that you have made. Okay, but the Empress, again, you prioritized yourself. The pregnancy part there is about creation energy, nurturing energy, bringing things into existence, birthing new ideas. And there's the Six of Swords, which again is another walking away card, but it's from rough waters into calmer waters. There's a reason why this decision was made. But what's interesting here is we've got the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups, which is like a loving relationship that ends in a family dynamic. Interesting that it comes out right after the Empress, so maybe there was some sort of a pregnancy here. You will know, don't take that if it doesn't fit, okay? Because this has already happened. Five of Pentacles, the door got slammed in someone's face here. I feel that this could be how other people are feeling. There's the shadow of somebody walking away. Okay, and then we've got King of Cups, which is an emotionally vulnerable, emotionally capable masculine. Doesn't have to be masculine. And now they're on guard, and a victory happened elsewhere, so justice. Okay, so maybe this is a story of somebody trying to come back around for a love interest. I'm only just now getting the love interest part, or perhaps this is I moved away, I got the job, I don't think I want to do it anymore, or I'm ready to retire, I want to come back home. Will I be received, well received? Okay. Or will people have their guard up with that Nine of Wands? We've seen the Seven of Wands, right? But we've got the World that came back out again. It's like these cycles happen. You have to be gentle with yourself when it comes to this, okay, and not worry so much about what other people are going through. I want to get a couple more to just see what's going on here. So, which ones do I want? I think you'll be able to see these better. Let's just get the traditional, and we'll just do some clarifying. Okay, so tell me about the Garden and the Five of Wands. I feel like those are together. Okay, so maybe there was something about the decision process, um, the speed in which the decision was made, okay? And the Four of Pentacles, somebody tried to hold on to you. I feel that somebody was trying to keep you here. Um, so they feel as though you told them no. Okay. Yeah, Five of Pentacles again. So somebody felt like the door was slammed in their face here by you, and you were able to walk away unscathed. They don't see that there's any kind of remorse or burden about looking back. They might be like, do they ever think of me? Do they ever, oh, I just heard, do they even have a heart? Okay. And yeah, okay, here's your answer. Yeah, I do feel for this scenario. Sorry to leave, but I had to go. That's that song Fun, Some Nights. Okay, yeah, there was a lot of decision that came here, but it was an opportunity that you couldn't pass up. But that song lyric, it says, sorry to leave, but I had to go. Who the F wants to die alone, all dried up in the desert sun? So there's something about feeling as though you had to go for you and put an end to something that was actually very happy so that you could build elsewhere and do what was best for you, Empress and the Sun. You had to put an end to this sort of provincial life, go somewhere else, which put an end to something else that was possibly happy, but you did need to prioritize yourself in this scenario, okay? So I feel that somebody just needed to hear that this was not all for naught, and it could have hurt people's feelings, but it's never too late to open up and have the conversation. This other person or group of people may feel as though you do not think about them, so send a letter, okay? Queen of Pentacles again. So again, the focus was on the bag, and there's the Emperor and the King of Wands, Queen of Cups. Yeah, so I think there was potentially a connection here. But again, with the Nine of Cups, you just simply made a choice. Nine of Cups 3 times here. So being on guard and saying no to this opportunity would have not been for the best here. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah. It was like fate gave you an option and you took it. That shouldn't be something that you are punished for. Okay, let's wipe the board. I'm going to get into your oracle. This is where all this makes sense, especially for me. Okay, let's get into that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and use the tablecloth here. We're going to build a compass. All right, so I'll explain the meanings as we go. Make sure if you've made it this far that you like the video, please. It does help me out a lot. So here's going to be your center, somewhat of your North Star, so to speak, what we want to focus on, what Spirit wants you to focus on at this time, okay? This is the past here. This is your goals and aspirations. In the North quadrant here, we're going to have Spirit Team messages directly channeled from your Spirit Team is going to be here. And then in that East quadrant, we're going to have where you are going, where you are headed, and what the future holds, okay? So right in the center, the smoky mirror reflections. Yeah, so we're definitely taking a long, hard look in the mirror here. I do feel that you're being a little bit hard on yourself, okay? Because again, everything that you did was for passion. Now, I understand that this is a little interesting photo because this person looks like they set themselves on fire, but it's supposed to be like that song, Standing Outside the Fire by Garth Brooks. It's like standing in the passion, the spontaneity, the impulsiveness, right? So I think that's really the core here was I so impulsive that it gave me some sort of bad karma here? So in the past here, viewpoints and opinions, I think that communication is just simply needed at this point. You have not maybe yet said your piece on the matter, okay? Introspection, looking within, you are maybe there could be some negative self-talk here, okay? So I'm getting that Four of Swords here, like that healing journey, the shaman's death, right? So it's a shamanistic death. The rebirth, it's like an ego death, a soul death, which, you know, if you're doing things right, will happen a lot in your lifetime, okay? And we have this seeking and finding card, which we've seen already with the, I'm going to find it. You guys will know if you follow me. I have to find the other cards. Okay, so this is the same energy here. There's something that you're seeking out from perhaps the divine or from looking within. We have here the Spirit Team hears you, right? So here's your arms open wide. Here's all that fire in your chest. And, you know, Spirit is saying, like, give it up to the divine, okay? Let us take some of that off of you. Okay, so in the future here, yeah, it's time to just focus on your joy or to just simply understand that everything that you have done in the past has been for your own spiritual well-being and to better understand yourself, okay? So we're going to go around the circle a couple of times using the exact same positions. Okay, so what else do we have about this smoky mirror? Hold true to the vision. Okay. Hmm. I'm feeling like we need to come back to that. Simply because, again, it's kind of a repeat message of you had a vision, you had the option, it landed in your lap, and you took it. Okay. So with the viewpoints and opinions here, we have restore balance. Okay. So again, another nod to the need for communication here, or to simply restore balance to your own energy. You know, if there's guilt or upset around what happened, then it might be a good time to talk about it. And right as I said that, tell your story comes out here. And with the shaman's death, you know, this wasn't an easy picnic for you either. And I think some people could benefit from knowing your side of the story. What happened? Where were you? You know, where was your mindset at when this, that, or the other was happening? Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to the story that other people don't know or don't see because you haven't told them yet. Okay. So Spirit says, go beyond your limitations here, the magical number 7. All right. So yeah, I mean, that's giving like no regrets because I feel like that's what you were doing, was letting go of any kind of limitation in order to go for what you really want. And Spirit is saying, you know, continue to do that. Okay, going forward here, rise again. Okay. So again, with that sort of Four of Swords energy, this sort of falling down, you know, there's this vibe here of get back up again and get back up stronger here. Seeing the wonder in life, being flexible, but also not bending to other people's will. Okay. Use your cunning. This is about using that masculine mind, the strategic mind. So maybe, again, wanting to get back to some sort of home or other scenario, going back. There's something very significant about the fact that you want to go back. I just keep hearing that. I just want to go back. Another song. You're getting a lot of songs today. I don't always get that, but American Honey says I got to get back to her somehow. And it's talking about like the inner child, right? The childhood. Okay, yeah. So Spirit is saying have courage with this. Something about righting wrongs. Okay, it's like I'm going back to right my wrongs. And it feels very scary because again, is that going to be well received? But good luck is on your side. You also know that you have had good luck in all of the choices that you've made thus far. So Spirit is kind of saying like, not in the sense of what's the worst that could happen, but also like, why would you assume something bad would happen here? Okay, so as you go about this whole shaman's death idea and telling your story and letting your side be known, it's going to give you this really amazing sense of freedom here. And so it's like forgiveness, it's forgiving yourself, it's reconciliation, um, putting all of the information on the table, something like that will free your soul in a way here. And Spirit Team message is career. Again, you've had good luck thus far. There's no reason to quit now. Go beyond limits and utilize the divine in order to excel in your career here because there is a lot of happiness here. There's a lot of happiness within you and what you do. There's a lot of pentacle in what it is that you do. Moving forward here, we've got blessings. Okay, so I feel like this is one of those situations where it's like the money is fine, the career is fine, and now it's like I'm craving connection, okay? And we have justice yet again. So maybe somebody is wondering, like, is this loneliness a result of my karma? Okay, something about being like lonely here. Okay, let's continue on. We'll go back to the center. We have magic on the bottom, and I've already, excuse me, I already said something about like the magic number 7. For some reason that clogged my throat. Thinking about magic, like somebody's kind of in disbelief that spirit would be on their side. Yeah, the sacrifice. I wondered about this. So this is like the giveaway ceremony. This is about, you know, letting go here. You see the hands are kind of giving it out. And we saw that here as well with the giving and receiving card. So this is sort of the energy that Spirit wants you to be in. They want you to give away anything that feels like guilt, anything that feels like it's bogging down your energy, okay? Okay, so what do we have in the past here about this communication and restoring balance? The hunter and the crow. They wanted to come out together. So the hunter is about like impeccability, only shooting your arrow if you know it's going to be true. Something about shooting your shot. Okay, and the crow is about law, like universal law. What goes up must come down. Sort of like the justice card, right? But also like if you give them gifts, they will bring you gifts. Yeah, it feels interesting. It's almost like giving up a good thing. Hmm. We'll come back to that because I feel like it's one storyline, but it's one tract, okay? There's guilt here. There's a feeling of giving and receiving not being equal. Upper world. Okay, so you're very connected though to the divine. Um, you could pray a lot. Magic just stays at the bottom of the deck. Okay, you're very connected to your guides, your spirit team, but you're still in this sort of trapped energy of the past, and that's what they want you to release. Okay, there's a big releasing that's happening here. Definitely about releasing the guilt and the self-reflection, something about the self-reflection. So see what spirit team has to say, which is the owl. Okay. Getting a clear view of all the viewpoints and opinions. We also saw the jaguar slash panther, which is about the unknown, and this is about seeing through the unknown. We also got the upper world. So, okay, maybe there's something here about you have a perspective that other people do not, and they need the perspective that you have, and it feels like you're withholding some sort of truth. Luminous warrior here. So, yeah, there's something about how brightly you shine. This comes through right next to blessings and rising up. Hummingbird is about joy. Finding joy, looking at the glimmers, right? The hummingbirds just go around sniffing beautiful flowers all day and tasting sweet nectar. So we had that already with that ritual of joy, sort of a similar, yeah. And then we've got the drum, which is about like a steady heartbeat, right? A steady beat goes behind any music, and we've got the steady beat of joy, ritual of joy. So yeah, spirit just immaculately. Spirit just really strongly wants you to focus on your own happiness and joy and not be so concerned. Okay, so let's dive in a little deeper here. We have soul contracts at the bottom of the deck. Okay, what do we have for Leo? Geez, Louise, could you guys keep your cards on the table, please? Just kidding. Okay, the disowned self. Yeah, so again, with that self-reflection, there's something about feeling as though there's a part of you that is undeserving of something. Goodness sakes, guys. Okay, now we have joyful muse and inspiration. Yeah, a very happy card. We've also got music a little bit more than once here. 3-3 we've seen already. Threes could be significant. Also, we've got 4-4-4 on the table. Okay. And 4-3. Could be seeing 4-3-4, something like that. Yeah, treasures hidden in the shadows with the wisps. Okay. Yeah. You followed breadcrumbs that led you to a really great and amazing outcome, which brought you closer to your spirit team and your ancestors. We have balancing act again. We've already seen restore balance. So I still just cannot get my head around why it feels as though there needs to be this balance or justice served. Okay, so Spirit, tell me what's going on with Leo. and that. We'll piggyback off the owl's energy there. What is it that needs to be seen? Protecting the future. Okay, there's something that makes you feel like you need to be protective. And typically I get that with like, the divine mission and serving the next 7 generations with what it is that we do for our career, right? Typically that's what I would get with that. But with this, it's like I need to go back and right this wrong that happened. It's almost like I need to go solve a crime. Are we going back and like figuring out what happened or telling people what happened so someone else knows because we need to protect someone else? Okay, tidy house. Yeah, it's like cleaning up the old, decluttering, getting rid of chaos, and then limitless possibilities. And we've gotten that a lot too, letting go of limits, being very close to the divine and being very open to outer sources here. Choices and their consequences, courage to step into life. There's a raven, so similar energy to the crow. Okay, speaking of animals, we're going to get some animals and hopefully come to some sort of conclusion. I feel that whoever is watching this is going to know a lot more than I do about this read. It does feel like there's secrets around this read, okay? But I do feel like there's genuine care coming from you about this situation, wanting to be helpful, wanting to restore balance, but feeling also very guilty or negative self-talk around the whole situation. So we do have rest here, another nod to that Four of Swords. So yeah, you need to be of clear mind here and feel rested and rejuvenated because it seems that another big decision is on the horizon. Okay, which is scary. We've got fear here. We also have power with the ram, Aries energy, but doesn't have to be. Yeah, so it's like you're mustering up power and trust and trusting yourself to go. Why am I getting, it's almost like we need to go have a chat with the police or something. This is weird. I've never had this before. Okay, remembering kindness. So whatever happened or went on, this is spirit team messages to you. Remember kindness. We are not upset with you for focusing on this career path that you took a leap towards. Like spirit's not upset with you. Okay. Then we have protect. Yeah, I'm getting there's something about going back in time to protect someone else here. And we have reveal on the bottom. It's like something that you have, some sort of information you have would reveal something in this like hunt, like a bounty hunter. That's so crazy. And then we have defend as well. Yeah, so something about defending. It could be like a little sibling here. Um, Interesting. Okay, let's get one more here and then yeah, they really are just like it's okay for you to focus on your own joy here, regardless of what went on in the past or who got hurt by who. I mean, I always get a certain vibe off of this card because of the look of it, but this is actually about contracts, and we did already see the soul contracts card. So if you feel called to go and right some sort of a wrong, it could be in your soul contract to do so, and you are haunted by it because, you can't ignore the soul contract that you signed up for before birth, right? So I do feel that, this could be done with communication, balance again, and then determination. Yeah, you're determined to find balance in this situation, and you will stop at nothing until it is done. Okay. Well, don't forget to like the video. I hope this made sense to you. We've got communication again. Okay, follow along for more. I'd love to know more about this story here. We've got consume, and the sacred. So I have concerns here. Death card. I have concerns of what this story could possibly be, and you will know. So put it in the comments if you're able to. I know that YouTube turns off the comments after a certain amount of time it's up, but I'll be posting a short about this as well, so you can comment on the short. These are also uploaded in the order of most liked videos, so please do like it. Yeah, I am very confused. So if there's anything you can do to add to this story for me, or I will see you guys on the next one and I'll be able to piggyback off of this same energy. So like the video if you'd like to order a reading from me, it's down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope this made sense to somebody.